In the ancient green cradle of the Yaeda Valley, where the baobab trees touched the sky and the birds sang stories older than fire, there lived the Hadza people. They were hunters, yes, but more than that, they were listeners. Listeners of the wind, the stars, and the breath of the forest. Among them was one whose name would echo through time, Mokami. Mokami was born during the leopard moon, when the stars burned bright and silent over the valley. His mother said he came into the world without crying. Instead, he listened. As a boy, Mokami would vanish into the bush, returning with stories of how the kudu danced at dusk and how the warthogs whispered dreams into the soil. His grandmother, Ngundia, taught him to walk without sound and to feel the language of the land beneath his feet. By the time he was grown, Mokami was no ordinary hunter. His arrows flew only to feed or protect. Never for sport. And when the forest creatures saw him, they did not run. They bowed their heads. One morning, as the red sun cracked over the ridges of Nkama, the sacred forest, the birds flew wrong. South instead of north. They screamed, not sang. The baboons cried without rhythm. And the old trees moaned as if deaths were bleeding. Mokami crouched by the river Tondama and found what should never be found in Hadza lands, steel traps. Cages. A fire pit scarred the ground. He sniffed the ash. It was from the kingdom of Mora, a distant land of fire and greed. That night, under the glow of the ancestor flames, the elder fire circle gathered. They sat beneath the tree of breath, a mighty fig tree said to house the spirit of all living things. King Ndale, ruler of Ngundia, spoke only once, Mokami, the forest calls. Will you answer? Mokami rose, silent as smoke. He was handed the bone whistle, carved from the horn of the first kudu, etched with symbols of protection. With this, he could summon the ancient guardians of the wild. Mokami set off before dawn, guided by whispers in the wind. Along the way, he met Isiya, a young girl with hair like woven grass and eyes that mirrored the sky. She had been raised by birds, they said, and could speak their tongue. She joined him, barefoot and bright. Together, they followed the animal trails, the hidden ones, carved by memory and moonlight. They rescued a cheetah cub tangled in wire, cooled the burn wounds of a pangolin, and shared roots with thirsty tortoises. Each creature spoke of a darkness spreading. The poacher general of Mora had come. He was a man with teeth like knives and hands that burned trees. He saw the tree of breath. With it, he believed he could sell the very soul of the forest. The journey was hard. They crossed the river of whispers, where the water sang the fears of all who waded through. They climbed Mount Etondwa, home to the echoing bats of memory. They faced illusions, phantoms of doubt and sorrow conjured by the forest to test Mokami's resolve. But Mokami walked on. For he had made a promise to the land, to his people, to the silence he so loved. At last, in a clearing choked with smoke, they saw him, the poacher general, setting fires, laying traps. The tree of breath, ancient and trembling, stood behind him. Mokami stepped forward. The general laughed. One hunter cannot stop me. Mokami lifted the bone whistle. Its sound was not loud. It was deep, low, a hum that woke the oldest things. The ground shook. From the trees came the guardian spirit forms of lion, elephant, owl, snake. The fire stopped. The traps melted. The general screamed, but the wind swallowed it. He ran. He would never return. The forest exhaled. Green returned to the trees. The baboons danced. The birds flew through. Mokami returned to Ngundia with Isiya. At the next full moon, a great festival was held. Drums echoed like thunder. Children painted their faces in zebra stripes. Elders sang. And in the center, Mokami sat not on a throne, but on the earth itself. Crowned not with gold, but with leaves. He had become the first whisper chief, protector of Nkama, keeper of the balance. And the people of Ngundia say to this day, when the wind hums low, when the forest grows quiet. Mokami is listening.